The story begins with an orphan girl named Wisteria. She is begging on the street so that she can get some money for her survival, but hardly anyone pays attention to her. We see an old man standing next to her, who is a church father and keeping an eye on her in the next scene. The old man starts beating Wisteria. Then we come to know that he makes orphans to beg, but she only managed to get 6 pence today, so he is angry and tells her that she is absolutely worthless. After this, he throws the plate of food on her face in anger and leaves from here. However, she can't do anything and starts eating the dirty food. She explains that her life is hard right now, but it is not all bad because there is a window on the farthest side of the attic, and when she knocks on it 3 times after midnight, a powerful immortal demon comes there. His name is Marbas and he likes to spend time with her. So this is the way she arranges. A secret meeting between herself and an immortal demon. Wisteria starts talking to him and she is happy that he came to see her again. Just then the old man comes here. He gets angry at her because she is still awake after midnight. However, only Wisteria is able to see Marmas, so the old man cannot see him now. He threatens Wisteria because he has told her to get up early again tomorrow, but if she cannot make any money again, she must be ready for another beating. After that, the old man leaves Marmos, watches all this, but doesn't help Wisteria. He tells her that it may be strange for a demon like himself to say something like this, but someone who makes an orphan beg in the street for money does not deserve to call himself father. However, Wisteria says that the old man takes care of her and it is not begging because those who hear of her tale on the streets become so moved that they give her money. That's why she thinks that it is proper compensation and she is doing real work here now. Marba seems to agree with her and says that this is one way to put it after this. He starts thinking about that time when it had already been a month wandering here, but there was not anyone who could see him, so he feels bad, because if there is no one to acknowledge him, it is the same as not being there. So he must continue existing for eternity in this body that will never die. Then, one day he notices Wisteria begging on the street, but hardly anyone feels pity at all. After seeing her wretched look and even a man pushes her back seeing her condition, Marvis feels bad. He asks her if she really plans to continue this until she dies and if she does not get sick of living like this. But he then realizes that he is taking out his frustrations on someone who neither see nor hear him. However, Wisteria is able to see him and she gets so scared. Now, Marvis is surprised if she really can see him. Just then the old man comes here and takes Wisteria with him in the next scene. She is sitting in her room. Just then Marvis also comes here, and she remembers that he is the one she saw earlier today now. She is scared that he followed her here, but Marmos asks her if she really can see demons such as him, to which Wisteria replies it is ever since she was born. However, she is wondering if he has come to take her soul. Then Marvis tells her that he was just fascinated by the novelty of a human that could see him, and that is all hearing. This Wisteria feels relaxed and asks him if he can perhaps tells her a story until she falls asleep, but Marvis asks her the reason, to which she replies that she just has a feeling she won't be having any good dreams tonight. Now Marvis starts spending time with her and feels happy. Scene changes to the present and Wisteria asks him what story he is going to tell her today. Then Marbles warns her that she is asking for another story before bed. So she should not blame him if she gets hit again tomorrow, because she could not wake up. But Wisteria is happy and says that this is the only thing she has to look forward to, because when she listens to his stories it feels like she is traveling herself. Now Marba agrees to tell her a new story, and this is the story about the same time when he saw one of Shakespeare's plays here in London. In the next scene, we see a demon hunter named Snow. Suddenly a demon tries to attack him from behind, but he escapes all its attacks and shoots it with his gun. He thinks that the demon is dead, but it is still alive and tries to attack him. Just then, another demon hunter comes here and saves him by cutting its tongue. Now Snow takes the chance and kills it by shooting its head. Take Nami advises Snow not to let his guard down, but Snow tells him that he never asked him to help him. However, Take Nami is his superior and tells him that the demon that was seen in London was a high-level demon. On the other hand, Wisteria is so happy listening the story. She expects that it must have been even more amazing in the actual theater. Marba then tells her that he has seen all of the famous ones, but they were all mediocre because they do not really live up to their reputation. Wisteria tells him that she is sure he does not have any friends, to which Marvis asks what she is talking about. Now, Wisteria says that for someone who has lived so long, he does not understand how others feel at all. Then Marvis tells her that cannot be true because, through only for a short time, he can turn into a human knowing about it. Wisteria is surprised and Marba reveals that, in this form, other humans can also see him. That's why it is not as though he did not have the opportunity to talk to others as she seems to think, but it is nerve-wracking and exhausting. So he can't use it often, and when ladies see this form, it rouses desire to pursue him, and that causes quite a stir. After that, Marvis comes back to his demon form. Suddenly Wisteria starts laughing, so Marvis asks her what humorous was about anything he just said, but Wisteria says that if he can't figure that out, he still has a lot to learn. After this, Marba starts leaving and promises to come by again. Wisteria thanks him, because since she met him, she can look forward to tomorrow, and ever since she was little, she has always hated his eyes because she can see things that others can't and people always feared her. So nothing good ever happened to her, but now because her eyes can see him, they are something that she has treasure. Now Marbles leaves from here. He wonders why she is just an unfortunate child who just happens to be able to see him and why he keeps coming back to visit her next day. The old man tells Wisteria that he has finally found a buyer for her. Wisteria is shocked to hear this. The old man then asks her if she really thinks just begging would be enough to keep her fed, but that was just to show her off, because his job is to take in and feed orphans that might clean up well and then to sell them now. Wisteria becomes sad listening this. The old man tells her that she is an exceptionally pretty girl, so she is ending up in the hands of a land-owning aristocrat instead of a brothel, and she might live a decent life. After all the old man tells her that she will be handed off tomorrow, so she should enjoy her last supper. Until then, Wisteria is so sad about it and tells everything to Marvis. Then Marvis realizes that the old man is a slave trader. Now Wisteria starts remembering about her brother because he was also taken away just like this when he was very young. However, she was told that her brother would be taken into a mansion to be an attendant, but she has not heard from him since, and later when she asked about the mansion, no one had ever heard of it, so she has understood that they have both been tricked and they are just going to keep suffering after this. She requests Marvis to take her away from this place because she doesn't want to suffer like this anymore, but Marba can't do this hearing. This Wisteria asks him the reason. Then Marvis explains that it would go against a code. The demons follow. That's why if they save a human without exacting a price, their bodies will retaliate and start to crumble, and that is how they are made listening. This Wisteria requests him just to take her soul already, because she knows that demons can take a human soul or something precious to them in exchange for granting their wish. She used to think there was no point in having her wish granted if she had to give her life for it. But if Marvis took it from her, she could accept that, because her brother was the only person she could consider important to her, and now that he is gone. So all she has is Marba. Now Marvis asks her if she knows why demons seek out souls, but Wisteria does not know the reason. Then Marvis tells her that it is because they can add what they have taken to their own lifespan, but he is immortal and forever young. So there is no point in him taking more life, and, on the contrary, he is so bored that he wishes he could just be done with this. Knowing about this, Wisteria realizes that he does not need anything anymore. Next day, Wisteria leaves from here. Marvis is also sad and watching her. He starts remembering about that time when Wisteria asked him why he came to London. Then Marvis replied, perhaps it was to relieve some boredom. Just then Snow and Take Nami come here. They ask the old man to open the door, and Marvis notices sword cross knight pendant in Snow's neck. After some time, the old man opens the door and asks them what they want. On the other hand, Wisteria meets a rich man who has bought her. His servant forces her to greet the rich man, but the rich man asks him to calm down and pretends to be nice with Wisteria. He tells her that she has nothing to fear and, starting today, she is his child. After that, he takes Wisteria with him in a room, but when she sees so many torture devices and tools there, she gets scared. Suddenly, then, the rich man closes the door. On the other hand, Snow is threatening the old man. He tells him that they are tracking down a demon's presence and it led them here. That's why Snow believes that the old man knows anything about that, but the old man does not know about it. Listening this, Snow hits him hard and throws him outside. Snow says that they know what business he is actually running here, so they would have no problem shutting it down. Hearing this, the old man stops him. He says that he does not know about demons, but Wisteria would often talk to herself at night. Listening this, Snow asks him about Wisteria. Then the old man tells him that he sold her up to some rich lord, and from what he heard, he was a freak who got off on torturing kids. Now Snow gets angry and punches him hard, but Marvis has heard all this and he immediately leaves to save Wisteria. Just then Snow and Nami feels something is weird and their measurement apparatus is going crazy. On the other hand, the rich man wants to torture Wisteria, so she is trying to protect herself. Meanwhile, she comes to know that one of his hands is prosthetic and it is actually a torture tool. However, Wisteria escapes and tries to run away from here. Suddenly she stumbles and falls on the floor. Now, the rich man captures her and says that she can't escape this mention. Just then Marvis comes here and the rich man asks him, "Who is?" He marbles, then throws a bag of money on the ground and says that he is here for the girl, but the rich man says that he has really gotten a specimen as fine as her. So he does not care how much he has got, but he is not taking her from him now. Marvis has decided to save a human, so the blood starts coming out from his mouth and his body is already retaliating. Seeing this, Wisteria runs toward him and the rich man tries to catch her, but Marvis throws him away and injures him badly. Wisteria comes to Marbles and asks why he is doing this, to which Marvis says he thought he had grown bored of everything and he had nothing left to see in this world, but the nights he spent with her were the only times he could forget about his boredom, so he feels that it was not bad and it had been so long since he felt like that. He tells Wisteria that he had given up on having any further desires, but it appears as though he wants a future together with her. Hearing this, Wisteria also becomes sad and starts weeping. Suddenly a demon closes the door and they realize that the rich man made a pact with it. The demon tries to attack Wisteria, but Marba protects her. He starts fighting with it, but his body has become weak, so the demon starts injuring him easily. He tells Marbles that he has not made a pact, so he cannot beat it after breaking the rule. After this, it gathers all its power and going to use its final attack. However, Marvis decides that he is not going to last. Just then Wisteria comes in front of him and tells him to make a pact. She decides to sacrifice her eyes because that allow her to see him, so these are the most important to her. This is how Wisteria makes a pact with him and he uses his power to destroy demons' attack. Now Marvis comes back to his true form. He says that Wisteria is not someone that worthless filth like it can touch. The demon is surprised to see him and call him Lord, because he is actually one of the 13 calamities. Now Marvis calls it vermin and uses his power to kill it, making a huge fire. He comes out with Wisteria catching her in his arms, but he calls her fool because he had just made up his mind to see all kinds of things in this world with her, to which Wisteria says that this was the only thing she could offer. So now she just needs him to see everything for her and tell her all about the wonderful things that still remain in this world. Then Marvis says that after all, they have made the pact. He asks her where they should go and he has never been so excited to plan a journey before. After some time, Snow and Nami find the rich man who is still alive. Snow asks him if the red-haired demon that barged in here ran up with the girl, but the rich man says that it is too bad because he has not had a good peace like her for a while. Hearing this, Snow gets angry and starts punching him hard. He then asks Nami if he is going to let him take care of this one, to which Nami tells him that their mission is to eradicate all of the demons in this world, so he can continue killing them until he happened to run into that one. Then Snow says that just a little longer and he will be able to see Wisteria. Also, he promises to save her. At night we see a dilapidated building where Snow is threatening demons. This demon looks like a bat who is terrified enough to death. Demon pleads with him to spare, but he is not in the mood to leave him. Also, Snow inquires about the red-haired demon. He doubts him, so he wants to know more and more about him. The bat demon is shivering because of fear and replies that he doesn't know. The bat demon cannot complete his statement because Snow has killed him with his gun. As a result, the bat demon starts screaming because of pain and evaporates like water. In addition, he repents that he is unable to catch him, but next time Snow has decided not to spare him at any cost. Scene changes when Marvis takes Wisteria to the rundown house. Wisteria is blind. Now, that's why she is dashing with other things in the house. So Marvis asks her to sit on the wooden chair. She is surprised that Marvis has the house to live in, so he explains that he has taken this house from humans in form of a contract, but this place is dirty and also needs to clean up. So he asks her to mop this mess up, but she can't see things. That's why she cannot clean the house, and the most shocking thing is that Marbles has to sweep the house after putting in so much hard work. He has cleaned up the house. Even the house starts shining and Wisteria can smell good. Now soon she can hear voices that are coming from her stomach. She reveals to him that she is hungry. In addition, she hasn't eaten anything since yesterday, so her body needs energy that can only grasp from the meal. Apart from this, Marbles knows that human needs food to live now. He needs to take her outside for food and shopping. Although he is tired, he takes her outside. Scene changes when he asks her to try many dresses. He wants to make her as beautiful and elegant as much as can because she is in his custody, and he wants to take care of her as much as possible when she tries on a dress. It is frilly and she tries another that proves puffy, but he doesn't lose heart and asks her to change to another big one when he inquires about her size. She asks him to leave her because she can buy her clothes herself and she is shy in front of him. Marvis does as she says and chooses the dress she wants outside when he goes. There are several dresses, but she cannot see them now. She plans to call the clerk so that he can help her to select the perfect one. Meanwhile, she is encountered by a lady who is wearing a black dress. There is another boy with her who is her guard. The guard knows that this girl is blind. Also, the girl in the black dress asks to be humble with a girl. She inquires about her then, and she gives her a proper introduction. Her name is Diana Blackbelt and she belongs to the Earl. It means she belongs to the elite class in Wisteria who has suffered. A lot has compelled her to bow down in front of her, but Diana is humble and inquires about what she is doing here. It can be dangerous for her to come here, so she is concerned about her. Listeria replies that she is not alone and coming here with someone. Furthermore, he will come here to take her with him. In the meantime, both decide to shop all together. Diana has never enjoyed the shopping experience with another girl, so she is more excited to have a beautiful experience with Wisteria. Both have become good friends. The guard knows that it's going to be time taking. In the meantime, Diana asks him to wait and guard the dog, but he rejects her statement because he is not a guard dog. Thus he orders her to come back after an hour. Now she wants to grab the perfect clothes for her outstanding appearance when the guard is going. He inquires whether Wisteria is cat, but she watches him in bewilderment and the guard rejects his idea. Apart from this, Marvis thinks he should take her from the shop. He is also watching the clock in his hand, which provokes her to take her. Meanwhile, he feels the presence of another demon. The guard has transformed into a dog after coming out from the clothes shop. At the same time, Marba looks at him and inquires if he is Nabrius now. Nabrius also recognized him and asked the reason for not presenting at the dog sex scene. Jumps to the past where everything is burning and we can see the doll-like figure, but he is standing on his feet and talking as if Marbles and Nabrius can. He is actually Nabrius, one of the 13 calamities of the wasteland. Also, he is the watchdog of the netherworld, and potent Davrius also wants to inquire and tells him something. So he asks him to talk with him in loneliness. Both agree and Marvis follows him in the following scene. Both dressed and thanked each other for choosing a fabulous dress. When Diana comes outside, then she looks at Marvis with Navrius. She inquires if he is his friend, but he is not ready to accept soon. Wisteria also has realized that the person standing with Nabarius is Marbles. Diana asks him if her red coat looks great on her, but he gives her a negative reply instead and he has no concern for her. She becomes furious at his reply. Meanwhile, Wisteria has too much attached to her and asks if they can meet again. Diana is so kind and humbled that she allows them to come to her house. So Wisteria can go to her house whenever she wants to go after that. She follows him because Navrius is gone. Marbles also takes her to the elite restaurant and asks about her shopping experience. It is a fantastic experience and Marbles asks her to be normal because they are in a private restaurant. Therefore, she should only care about manners a little, but she still thinks she will break the plate if she touches them. Marvis has also realized that she is confused and decided to do as he thinks. He takes a spoon of soup and moves to her. But she is feeling shy about having it and he inquires whether she wants to be her slave or a lady with whom he will take care of her. Then she opens her mouth and consumes after consuming. She cannot restrain herself from sharing that this soup is mouth-watering. She also inquires about the dish's name and Marbles reads out the dish's name to satisfy her. This dish's name is a seasonal vegetable soup and she loves a lot. She also offers him food with her, but he doesn't want to eat human food. Wisteria is overjoyed because he never eats such delicious food before she also shares an incident when her brother shares a piece of bread with her. Although she cannot find him, but she misses him a lot because her brother has struggled a lot to earn the food and she is proud of him. In addition, she wants to give him a chance so he can be proud of her. Meanwhile, we also see Snow who is searching for his sister. He also looks at the girl whose hairs are similar to her sister's. He becomes disappointed when he looks at her face because she is not his sister. Seeing jumps to the present, where Marvis feels pity for her and starts eating with her. Both are enjoying this time and also having fun. After some time, Marvis looks shocked because they have eaten all the food. Meanwhile, Wisteria starts weeping when Marvis inquires about the reason for crying. Then she reveals that no one had eaten with her. The only Marvis is the person who joined her while eating after his brother. So she is thankful to him and wants to spend her entire life with him, but he tells her not to be so grateful because whatever he does is for his purpose. He then discloses that he is sick of life and enough bored to death. So he has taken her for enjoyment and is taking her as hobbies. However, he takes her very seriously, not like humans, who are only 50 years old, so he is going to spend more and more time with her and will take care of her. She is the only one who takes him out of the boredom by listening to his words. She has concluded that he will not leave her. Marvis also has approved her words after hearing that he is taking her as a hobby. She should be angry. On the contrary, she is happy because Marbles will not leave her. Seeing changes when he wanders on the roads right now, Marvis is in human form. Also thinking about Neighbory's information, he has informed him that the committer of atrocities has also lost a dangerous demon. If this information is appropriate, then the hunter will also come to hunt them, so he is worried about him. Meanwhile, Snow, who is also passing by the same road, looks at him. Barbara's appearance exactly looks as the older man has said. Furthermore, his long red hair and strong sixth senses tell him this person is strange, so he starts following him. Soon Marbles also realizes that someone is chasing him. Seeing changes when Marba sits in the restaurant and Snow also appears. He takes permission to sit with him, but under the table he points the gun at him. He tells him that he is Wisteria's brother and wants to meet with her. He also inquires about his relationship with her, but Marvis is not responding and just listening to him properly. In the meantime, he thinks Demon doesn't help anyone without consideration. So if he is helping his sister, then there is his purpose behind it. Snow informs him that he is going to take her sister back. Also, a waiter puts the tea in front of him that he doesn't order at this time. Marvis turns into a demon and tells him that his sister is the only reason to get rid of his boredom. He also entangles his gun's hand with his red hair so that he can't shoot him. Marvis tells him to meet him in the eastern outskirts of the town. He also informs him to come to the forest alone where he can meet with his sister. Marvis also knows that this scene is going to be entertaining for him. While returning, he memorizes the words of Wisteria, who wants to live with him. Also, Snow wants to take her with him. Suddenly, Marbles becomes furious and doesn't know why he is angry. Furthermore, he went to his house and asked her to pack her luggage, since they would move soon. She is shocked because taking so many belongings will be challenging to move on, but he tells him he is not alone in carrying the things when he takes her out with him. Her brother is outside and happy to see her. A statement in his hand also depicts that if he tries to do anything, he will kill her. Snow inquires about where they are going. She replies that they will watch the world and cannot recognize her brother. Meanwhile, Snow discloses that he is her brother and can't permit her to go with the demon. By saying this, he aims his gun at him and shoots, but these bullets are nothing before him because he is strong. Wisteria is also happy that bullets can't hurt him. Snow says she should be happy by meeting with him and doesn't think about him, but Wisteria responds that she is happy with him, so he can't hurt Marvis because he has helped her a lot. In addition, she also warns Marvis not to hurt his brother, otherwise she will not forgive him. However, Marvis has no intention of hurting him, but Snow thinks she is trapped by a demon and wants to kill him. Meanwhile, Marvis also reveals the contract that she has done with him. She has given her eyes to him so that Marbles could stay with him. By hearing this, Snow gets mad because he has strict orders to kill the demon, but if a human tries to indulge with a demon, they are also involved in this crime. So he can't let go and decides to kill him. He again aims at his gun and shoots at him continuously, but his red hairs are protecting him. Larbus is also in wrath and snatches his gun with his red hair and throws it away, but he is still shooting at him with his pistol, and Marvis holds these blue bullets with his hair. After that, he runs into the forest and Marbles thinks he is gone, but it's not true and he is hidden behind the tree. Thinking of an entirely proof plan to kill him because all bullets are proving futile, so he decides to kill him with a heart. Heart Knocker has killed the demon, but he needs to use it properly. Thus he runs in front of him to provoke him, and he is caused enough to injure him. Marvin uses his finger to create fire and burns the forest where Snow is supposed to be, but Snow is cautious and suddenly throws a holy water vessel on him. This holy water starts burning him and he cannot counterattack him. Meanwhile, the smoke disappears and Snow appears gone in his hand. Wisteria is worried about Marvelous. She runs to him and Snow shoots him. Snow is shocked because the bullet is going to hurt her, but Marvis makes a quick movement and comes in front of her. A heart knocker penetrates his hand and he is injured, but he asks her not to worry about him. Snow is shocked at how a demon can protect his contractor. Also, he has realized that this demon is different and will always protect. His sister Varvis also has gotten an answer to his question that a contract is worth more than family relations, but Wisteria clears his misunderstanding. That she is not all doing for the contract. Seeing jumps to the past when she was alone in the cage of her former owner, then there is no hope in future for her at this time. Only one person appears who brings happiness to her. While talking with him, she had forgotten all the memories and grief. Seeing jumps to the present, where she reveals that she has decided to stay with him. Both are watching her in shock. Snow also remembers when she climbs on the tree to grab his attention. She can hurt herself but wants to take his brother on a holiday so that she can spend time with him. Snow knows that she is not going to change her mind and he screams because of frustration. Seeing changes when he is taking leave from them, but he doesn't forget to warn him about getting hurt by his sister. He also tries to divert the attention of his bosses, who can take their lives for him. His family is more important than his job. Snow tells him to take care of his sister when he confronts the hunter, because they can't always run from them. So he should give priority to his sister's life instead of himself. Otherwise he will kill him no matter if he has to contract with a demon to sell out his soul. Snow takes leave from her and promises that he will meet with her again. Marvis also goes from here, because this place is also unsafe for them. Moreover, he thinks that Snow and his sister will amuse him. Barbas has found his entertainment and bored life has ended. This is how the second episode of The Tale of Outcasts ends. If you want the third part, comment below with the immortal demon.